All right. Good afternoon once again. As I bring you another, you know, nice topic or a very essential topic that you need to pass your Jamb examination. Right. So I remain Mr. Bade, and welcome to today's live class. Now, last week we discussed elasticity. We discussed elasticity of demand, and we said we have three types of elasticity, right? We have the price, we have the income, and we have the cross. So these are the three types of elasticity of demand. Now, if you look at these three types, we discussed the price elasticity and we say we have some types. To be specific, we have five types of price elasticity of demand, which are the elastic, inelastic, unitary, perfectly elastic, and then the perfectly inelastic. And we also gave some examples how you can solve them and how you can interpret. And I gave two formulas, which is we have the point formula and we have the percentage formula. Now, today we are moving into the income elasticity of demand. Income elasticity of demand. Now, if you consider the definition of price elasticity, we define it as the degree of responsiveness as to how demand reacts to the changes in price. All right. But if you consider income elasticity, this is the degree of responsiveness as to how demand react to what? To changes in income. That's all. All right. So we are only looking at how demand is reacting to an income change. So we call that income elasticity. So we define it as the degree of responsiveness. So if you are looking at it, that's how demand is reacting to changes in income. So that brings us to the types of income elasticities. So one, we have the positive income elasticity. Number two, we have the negative income elasticity. Then number three, we have the zero income elasticity. All right. So when we say positive income elasticity, negative income elasticity, and then zero income elasticity. Now, unlike for price elasticity, where you can just easily tell that, oh, this is elastic. For example, if you solve a question for price and you get -1, okay, let's say you get 1. We just easily say the answer is what? Interpreted as unitary, Abby. Or if you get something like 0.5, you simply say it is what? Fairly inelastic or just inelastic. Now, though I gave an example as regarding if a commodity has an inelastic demand, that means the commodity is what? Is more like a is up to a necessity good. Okay. Goods that you cannot do without them. Okay. They are very, very important goods. But in this, for price elasticity, we don't really need, the extent to which the goods. You don't really need to know the kind or the type of goods. Okay, all we need to know is elastic, inelastic, elastic, unitary, or whatever. But when you come to income elasticity, it is very, very essential you know the kind of commodities that you are dealing with. Okay, so if you solve in this case, you can get minus in your answer. Okay, you can get minus. It is only for price elasticity that when you get minus, you make your, let's say you got -1. Okay, you have to make it at an absolute value, then the answer becomes what, a positive answer. But for income, if you get -1, leave it there as minus, don't cancel the minus. Do you get it? The minus must be there. That is why you can see what's this, negative income elasticity. All right, now for positive income elasticity, you can deal with two kind of goods, and those kind of goods are luxury goods or luxury goods and normal goods. Luxury goods and normal goods. Now, when you move to negative income elasticity, we say gifting goods, gifting goods and inferior goods. Gifting goods and inferior goods. Then you move to zero income elasticity, we say necessity. Necessity goods. So when we say positive income, hope you know that positive lies if you have zero. Okay. Now you can have something like 0.4. Okay. You can have something like 0.5. Are you following? Now, once the thing is still within the range of what? Zero, between zero and any number. Okay. It's positive. So if you have 0.1 and you have 1.5, both of them are positive. Do you get it? But there is a thin line, there is a line between them. The answer you got, if I say 0.5 and I say 1.2, okay? Now, these goods here in economics, especially when it comes to positive income elasticity, a goods that has 0.5 is different from a goods that has what? 1.2. Though both of them are what? Are positive. So we say any goods that is above 1, 1 is the unitary point. Is that not it? So any goods that is above 1, okay, what do we call it? We call it luxurious goods. And any goods that is what? That is below 1, okay, but it's still positive, it will be what? A normal good. Okay. Now, now let's take an example. We have this. All right. So we have category, you have the income, and you have the quantity what demanded, right? DD means demanded. Okay. Now, this is our category. So this is the question. Calculate the income elasticity of demand between I, A and B, I, C and D, I, E and F. All right. So how do you calculate? So how do we calculate the income elasticity of demand in this scenario? So the first thing we need to do is we need to determine the formula. Okay. Now, I remember vividly last week I gave you two formulas for price elasticity, right? So today too, I'm also going to give you two formulas for income elasticity. Are you getting it? So let's take the first formula, which is what? Point formula. So for my point formula, I'm going to have change in quantity divided by change in income. Okay? So income, we usually use Y to represent income. All right? So YED, that's income elasticity of demand, equals to change in quantity divided by change in income. Then we say times Y1 over Q1. Now, for my percentage formula, I'm going to be having YED equals percentage change in quantity demanded divided by percentage change in income. All right. So these are the two formulas we have when it comes to, though we have another formula which we call the ARC formula. But the ARC formula, we don't really need the ARC formula. And why don't we need it? The ARC formula, when we apply the ARC formula, okay, the answer we get is different from the answer we get when we apply what? Both points and percentage. All right. So we don't really get, that's why we don't use the ARC formula. The ARC formula is more like a more advanced method. Are you following? It's an advanced method. That is why in your syllabus, it is not required, it's not what your objective, it's not part of the objective to know how to apply the what? The ARC formula. Are you following? So it is very, very essential. Okay. As you are writing Jamb has given you some list of topics and they've given you the what? The objectives. That is what you are expected to know. Okay. So this is what you are expected to know. Although, if you should know the ARC formula, it's not bad, but you don't really need it. Okay? All right. It's more like what I discovered about the ARC formula is that the ARC formula, it really portrays a realistic answer. This one portrays a realistic answer, but it is not an accurate version. Do you get it? Because you know in economics, everything we do is based on what? Assumptions. Are you following? It's based on assumption. So as a result of that, this we have here is not pointing the accurate. That's why we are getting something like, we are saying between this range to this range. Do you get it? Like less than one, greater than one, and all that. Now, it happens that in your, what do you call it now? In your ARC formula, if let's say you apply point formula and you get, let's say, elastic, okay, you can apply ARC formula and get what? Inelastic. Are you following? So that ARC formula, it has a lot of, you know, things that backs it up. That's why we don't really use it. All right. So let's go ahead. So this is what we're going to do. We are going to use, I'm going to solve, they say we should solve for A and B, C and D, E and F. All right. So A and B, I'm going to solve for A and B. All right. And I'm going to be using for A, for I will apply point formula. Okay. For I will apply percentage formula. Then for the third one, I will leave it to you guys so that you can use both of the formulas to solve them. Okay. So let's start the journey. So Roman figure one. So for my Roman figure one, using the formula, so I said we are using the point. So using point formula, so YED equals change in Q divided by change in Y times Y1 over Q1. Now, hope you know. Last week I was introducing something. Hope you know this thing you have here. It is a property of differentiation. Now, let's let's let me use two stones to kill one bird. Now, you can have a question like this. Calculate income elasticity of demand, income elasticity of demand given the given the equation Q equals to 20y minus 5, 20y minus 5. Full stop, comma, initial price or initial income and quantity are $1,000 and 100 units respectively. Okay, now please take a look at this question. Now, you are given calculate income elasticity of demand. Given the equation Q equals to what? 20y minus 5. Initial income and quantity are $1,000 and 100 units respectively. What does this mean? It means that initial income, what's your initial income? Initial income is what? 1,000. And what is your initial quantity? 100. Why? Because we have applied the word respectively. So that means that if I have this and this, okay, I have initial income and quantity. So that means income is the first, Abby. So the first value goes to what? Income. And the second value goes to what? Quantity. That is the word respectively, what it means. Are you following? So respectively means it follows it in total. Are you getting it? Now, so now when we say, how can we now solve the income elasticity of demand in this kind of scenario? They gave you initial income and initial quantity. Anytime you want to solve, you must be given old, new, old, new. So in this scenario, initial is your what? Is your old? Yes or no? So you've been given old. Now, where is your new? New is not there. Do you see new there? No. So how will I solve the income elasticity of demand? They gave me an equation. Q equals to 20y minus 5. So what am I supposed to do? The best formula in this kind of scenario, you cannot apply the percentage formula. Are you following? You cannot apply what? Percentage formula. Because in your percentage formula, you need the old and the new. But I can apply my what? My point formula. Okay? Because of the knowledge of this thing. This change in Q and change in Y is gotten from what you call differentiation. Abi, or what we call differential calculus. Are you following? And differential calculus, this is a differential calculus. For example, if I have, let's say, y equals to 2x plus 5. Okay? Now, the differential calculus states that if I want to differentiate y with respect to x, Abi, that means I want to differentiate this guy with respect to what? This guy. So that means any guy or anything that doesn't have x, it will be what? 0. Are you following what I'm saying? So it is only that person that has the x, Abi, that is going to affect my decision making. It's just like, for example, have you ever seen in a scenario where people are trying to they want to, they are looking for jobs. Do you know that everybody, the rate at which they get their job is a function of their what? Of their CV. Do you know that? So their CV, and the individual I. Do you get it? So the rate, the level of acceptance they are going to gain into the organization is a function of their what? Of their curriculum vitae. So that is the CV divided by what? The individual. Are you getting it? Because it is the CV that can determine whether the individual or the person looking for the job will get the what job or not. So anybody that does not have CV, will that person be interviewed? No. So that's the same thing here. So this guy, he doesn't have CV. This is the CV. So you're only looking at the people for what? With CV. Those are the things you are differentiating. Anyone that doesn't have the CV, they turn to what? 0. You don't need them. So we come here. Dy dx. So dy dx will be, now this is 2x, Abi. This is the rule. The rule states if y equals to ax n, Abi. So what you're going to do is dy dx will be, Abi. So the rule is you are going to what? -1. Are you getting it now? From what? From the power. But before you -1, you bring this n here. Do you get it? So it will be what? A n x, Abi, then n minus 1. Okay? Do you get it? You bring this one here. That is what? A n. The x is still there. You now -1 from the what? From the power. This is the law. So I will now come here. You know this one has a power of 1.